Anyways, are we ready to start?
Yep.
Yes.
Who would like to head up the recap?
I did nothing.
Someone that's not me. Don't make me.
All right, I'll hit this. Ready for an abridged Forge recap? Let's go.
Welcome to Ohio.
Hey kids, want to see a dead body?
Liberty sat in corner. Darian went into town with some lad whose name escapes me at the moment, Zephyr. Poked around for a little bit, went to house like a fool. Saw many rude people there. Upon observing rude people, decided like a fool to fight them. Got ass kicked, got tied up in chair, sat down in house, bullied, and then set on fire, not directly, indirectly. Escaped chair, made barbecue owl wings to feed Zephyr to bring him back to 1 health. Took him down to basement, packed a bunch of stuff up from secret necromancer lab, escaped. Rin, halfling jumped into glass case, stole many rings, escaped, laughed loudly at people as they ran past him. The end.
I mean, yeah. We found out the name of the woman who we dropped in the bay, and apparently she is super importante and not a woman to be trifled with.
Not
so
for long.
We probably should have made sure she was dead. We didn't, and she was there at the house to meet Darian, overwhelmed him and Zephyr, locked him in the house, as said. Let's see. We found out more about the flying machine and where we can find more of those floating crystals. I have the next morning, Rin goes on an Ocean's 11 quote-unquote shopping trip. Yep. Beyond that, yeah, Zephyr and Darian do manage to grab a few things from the house. Darian got bullied. Yes, that is one accurate way to summarize it. Is Darian/Kelso got bullied by the DM, but did manage to escape with his adopted son alive and conscious, though both of them badly injured. They were able to teleport onto the road. Several hundred feet away from the house, and are limping their way toward town while they watch all of Darian's childhood memories go up in smoke.
And his aunt looked scoldingly at him.
Was it his aunt? I thought it was his mom.
Close enough.
Pretty sure that one's still ambiguous.
It's
It's technically still ambiguous. We know grandfather.
Listen, in this part of the country, it's all the same thing, really.
Yikes.
No.
Yikes. Here, I thought that was a Skuldra thing, but whatever.
Well,
I mean, let's be real. It's a human condition thing, because that's also an Alabama thing.
Hey, don't bring bleep into this.
Should we mention neck of the woods, too?
I intentionally said
He's not
bleep
listening.
because I didn't feel like censoring it, and now I have to. And
I have
He
to
doesn't listen to this show.
It is
No
important to
promises.
annotate, though. I want to annotate that after Darian passed out, in the 1 hour or so between him passing out in the lawn from poison and overall damage to a lot of Inzoli and waking up in a house being interrogated, bullied, yes.
Yes.
Jacob left the battle music on for a solid hour while I suffered in the background.
I'm only a little sorry.
I'm not sorry at all.
Bullied.
The fact that it bugs you this much does bring me the slightest amount of joy.
I
Even though it
mean,
was
no,
an
I'm
accidental.
here for it too, but it hurt a little.
Yes, that was your abridged forge reproduction of what happened last session. Any questions?
I will say
Forge
though,
writes
before
the
we actually
episodes.
fully get in on this, once
Mm.
again, the recording that Kelso gave us earlier today.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh,
Huh?
He
so
took.
good. Did
he
you listen
took-
to it, Forge?
Oh man, he
I
took
woke up at,
the
like,
voice
4.
to an elevator.
Oh, you probably didn't hear it.
No.
He put some music behind the just before Darian teleports out and gets to look around the room part. It was well edited.
Can-
I'm
Ooh.
Can I?
very happy with
can
it.
I-
We can listen to it for real quick.
Can we also have it posted in Vinzoli so Haven can hear it?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later. I can do that.
Thank you. Or not Vinzoli, but the
Yeah, I know what you
Vent
meant.
for All
Yeah.
channel. Thank you.
But yeah, no, definitely go listen to that if you can.
I will go seek that after the session.
In the meantime, though,
I walk a lonely road.
it's,
The only road that I've ever known.
Focus.
Don't know where it goes.
Guys, it's been 47 minutes. Please.
But it's only me.
sorry.
But
And I
for the
walk alone.
viewers, it's been even less time because we have to keep taking these sections out.
All right, then. Darian, you've made it out of the house, and you're on the road. A couple 100 feet from the house. You can already see black plumes of smoke beginning to fill the sky behind you. I would like you and Zephyr to make a stealth check.
$12.
All right. You both very quickly begin to change some amount of your outfits to cover your faces and begin making your way in which direction?
How far is it to the other side of the road? There's not really. Yeah, there's not really any. I'm still out of town, so there's really not that many buildings or anything. What is?
So the scene around you, you're still on the hill that your house is on. You're only a few 100 feet from your front gate. You can see it up the hill from behind you. Around you, it's mostly empty. The road is cut into the cliffside, so you have a short cliff to your left and a cliff that drops down to your right. There are some buildings in this area, but for the most part, your neighbors are pretty sparse. You have about an hour's walk to the city if that's where you're headed.
I guess whatever Darian's deduction will lead him to believe is the quickest and most discreet way, not being seen, to get from point A to point B.
Point B being
Eventually back to the safe house.
okay. So you're heading back to the city, and specifically at the entertainment district. All right.
How long have they been gone?
They've been gone a couple hours.
Which was
All in all, let's see here. Darian pretty much went straight home after hitting the shop. So it's been about 3 hours. You don't expect them to be back for another hour to two.
even with the hour unconscious.
Yeah, even with the hour unconscious, to walk there and back would take at least 4 hours.
Okay.
So Darian and Zephyr begin making their way to the town. Rin, are you doing anything?
Rin is currently in a back alley somewhere, sketching out his plans for his upcoming raid on this dude's shop for that armor.
Okay. Okay. Is there any part of that you have questions about, or any plans that you would like
I'm
to
sure
share
we'll
with the DM?
I'm sure we'll find a part where we get there. Right now, it consists of he's going to check the place for wards once he gets there, and then, assuming there are none, he's going to pick the lock, slip in, grab the armor, and then teleport out.
All right.
And then probably refasten the lock once he's left, so it looks like nothing's wrong.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
I'm very good at surviving. Survival. Ew. That's a 7.
Oh no.
That's going to take you a little while.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. In the safe house, Liberty, it's been pretty boring. Orin has begun fidgeting with all the stuff that Rin has left in this place and has found several sets of daggers, a few half-empty bottles of different types of liquor.
Okay, hold on. Rin is not the type to leave something as such unfinished.
He's no quitter.
Full bottle of liquor.
Thank you.
A few sets of clothing of different styles. He's taken to just kind of fiddling with everything before noticing the chessboard and playing by himself. Rain has been reading for a good amount of this time. Is Liberty doing
This is true.
anything?
So Liberty spent some extra time studying, finally grasping some new rituals and spells.
Yeah, you actually have your level up now. Neither of the other two do yet.
Losers. So I would still probably not take the extra 4 hours that Darian's been gone. So she would definitely keeping everything besides like her scripture book under wraps, but very close to her. Don't need, especially with the gnome running around looking at everything, do not need him getting curious about the knapsack. We're just keeping that extra close. Is really tempting. I mean, Rin's not talking to me, but
Rin's not there.
Yeah, no. But I mean, even when he was here, we're not really on a talking
If Rin was
level
talking
right
to
now.
her while he isn't there, then boy, that would be something, wouldn't it?
It honestly wouldn't be surprising at this point.
That's some Hades level stuff.
It's true.
I miss that boy. However, this is a cool new spell that can help keep the party connected, and I do kind of want to test it out if that doesn't feel too meta.
Okay.
So let's see here. I'm going to use sending to send a message to Darian.
Okay.
Let's see here.
What are your
Okay,
25 words?
Yes, that's right.
Oh boy, this is going to be quite the
I meant to
message.
ask about this.
Darian, How is your retrieval mission going?
Very badly.
Anything
I meant to
I
ask about.
can do to help? You can reply to this message.
6 more words.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Sincerely, Liberty.
Doot.
Dearest Gwendolyn,
My
Is that
dear,
the end of,
it has been a
my
fortnight.
dearest
That's my hot.
Darwin.
is that the end of your message?
Dear Dara. Yes.
All right, so Darian, as you're heading to town on the dirt road, you find you hear a message in your mind. What Liberty just said. You feel magic still lingering in your mind. And from what she said, you can probably respond to her in kind.
Darian's response. Everything gone. Stay, need healing. Don't tell Rain. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's concerning.
Really? Is it now? Nice gift.
Indeed.
And that's the response you get, Liberty.
Right. Do I have? I have one more 3rd level spell slot. Do I dare?
Yes, use them all.
Mm.
6th level sending.
No, just mm. Rin, Darian is in trouble. Coming back from the house, he needs help immediately.
You have 11 more words.
To say what?
Fair enough. Rin, as you are
I'm not Jester. I don't
Casually-
need to spend
You
all
know
of
that
them.
giggling is in character. You
No,
know
but,
it.
but I know exactly what I'm gonna respond with.
as you are casually pacing around this blacksmith's shop, by all intents and purposes, like a hungry cat, changing faces every now and then to make sure that your presence isn't noted, you hear in your head what Liberty just said.
Excellent.
Magic lingers, and you think you can respond in kind.
Now you said it has to be words, right?
Does have to be words.
Would
Or
you, would you
some
consider
sort
these
of-
words to look typed?
I would say it has to be transcribable.
Excellent. It's definitely transcribable. You get
no.
a series of of vowels and various different letters and characters, as if someone was just smashing at a keyboard. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so stupid. I love it.
Yes, exactly like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
It's just so many sounds because he can't actually form the words.
Yeah, Liberty, you hear.
You hear a murloc.
So Lamau.
That's so Lamau.
That's so Lamau. All right, and in the camera we see Rin stand there like stock still for a second. Then a second pair of eyes opens up above his normal eyes. All 4 eyes roll, and then the other eyes close. And then he starts walking towards where Darian should be.
We're so extra, and I love it.
This moment is too much for a single set of eyes. I need another pair just to roll them.
I need another pair of eyes just to express the sheer level of exasperation I'm feeling.
Jacob, did anyone in the store notice that?
Thankfully, he was out on his rounds.
A child
so
across the street
he-
saw and is
exactly.
horrified.
You hear a child scream from down the road, and then point, and his mother just kind of ushers it away.
Rin feels just the slightest bit better. At least I got to, traumatize a child.
The snack that smiles back.
I'll say an hour.
Beholder.
passed. Unless anyone wanted to do anything particular in that hour.
Nope, I am now waiting for someone to
Cry.
bring injured children
Fair enough.
to my doorstep.
Rin, you would very quickly and easily. Actually, no. Go ahead and make an investigation check as you start looking for Darian and Zephyr. They are being stealthy, so
Like 12 stealthy.
11.
Oh, no!
you're not seeing them.
No!
Okay, I actually have a solution for this.
Okay.
Rin's
Are you
taken the
just gonna shout
form.
Ezekiel at the top of your lungs?
Well, not quite, but close to it.
Oh,
Yes, but also no. So Rin has taken the form of, as I recall, Darian's grandmother was in a portrait on the mantelpiece.
No.
There was a
Are you
Mom.
wait.
of his grandmother
Hold-
somewhere in the house. Yes.
Hold on. Are you talking about the one that
Liberty
Hobbit took form of?
when you were like, "Hey, your mom
Yes,
passed."
Liberty.
Sure.
I s-
That Darian took issue
Uh,
with?
personally,
which-
I assumed that I assumed that Rin is grabbing an image in his head of some older lady who appears to be standing near a younger, what looks to be Darian.
and is
Putting
would
two
he
and two
would
together.
assume be immediately recognizable on Darian's part.
Probably not, honestly.
You wouldn't recognize
Uh,
his family?
It's been a while.
Not in this current point in time.
Okay, so
That doesn't make any sense.
Trauma.
A long
Kelso?
deceased grandmother amongst a
Kelso?
crowd when he's being literally
Ah.
hunted down.
I would like Darian to make a perception check with disadvantage because of mental trauma.
Roll for trauma.
And Rin, I'd like you to make a persuasion check.
Can we get that as an out of context quote?
Persuasion or performance.
I rolled an
With
18 on
disadvantage
performance.
because of trauma.
All right, Kelso.
Disadvantage puts me at 13.
You would notice an older lady kind of walking the streets who looks familiar for a second. It takes a double take for you to realize why.
Grandmama, it's me, Anastasia.
I hate that I can picture her.
And then I'll kick her, sir.
See, unfortunately, when I hear that quote about Anastasia, I instead picture the meme with Obi-Wan Kenobi dropping his robe very dramatically.
I remember that
Yeah.
scene.
I don't know how to feel about any of those combinations of words.
I'm here to bring some levity because trauma. There, friend.
Okay, give me a second
Yeah.
here.
Come on,
Okay.
Henry
I'll
Bacon, do
stop.
something. Dance with it. Dance with me.
Play in space with me.
Play in the space with me, Griffin.
Mina? Meenakshi?
Oh, hello there, weary traveler.
Rin, you son of a chakurma.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah. It did not go well.
You don't say. I say, looking very, very slowly and definitively over at the two of them.
We need to keep moving.
Clearly. I just remembered I had a character voice.
right. I would like the group to make a new stealth check.
Ooh, stealth, you say?
With advantage because Rin knows these streets and back
I'll
alleys.
say Rin is trying to lead the group through less reputable areas that
That's
they
a
would be less likely to
22.
see. You can
It's a
roll with
19.
advantage. That works.
All right, I got a 22 and then a 21, so it's still 22.
Okay, now it's a 21.
I believe. What is it? Zephyr got a 13. It's advantage.
The boy's barely
Anyways.
conscious.
It's about another hour before Liberty you hear the door downstairs open.
I quickly
And
make
several pairs of footprints as footfalls come through the door.
I quickly motion for Rain's already being quiet, but for Orin as well to shush until we know for sure that there are.
He'll pause mid moving of a bishop.
And I will wait until I hear something that gives away that these are our friends. Or see a friendly face. Or I'm blasting a dwarf in the face. One of those three.
Then I started blasting.
Hey, I'm poking my head out.
It's a me, Mario.
All right. Are any of you guys doing anything special? Or are you just walking up?
Rin's whistling tiptoe through the two lips.
You immediately recognize Rin's with
Of course he is.
whistle.
I would say Darian would rush, but he and Zephyr are barely alive.
Yeah, you and Zephyr are limping and hurt, and begin making your way up the stairs.
Darian is supporting Rin's weight.
Rin
Rin?
Zephyr's.
Zephyr's, yeah.
As soon,
Trauma. It's all on trauma.
Uh-huh.
So
Definitely not because they're just the same person.
as soon as I see those two, I'll move forward to assist them upstairs, and then
All right.
I don't. I don't have prayer of healing prepared today because I did not expect this. So we'll start with second level cure wounds for Zephyr.
He will appreciate that. He is at 1 hit point.
Okay, cool. That's not terrible. He gets another 13. And then Darian is also looking very poorly.
Yes. He is not doing well.
Yeah,
So another cure wounds for Darian. 14.
yeah. But Darian's going to obviously nudge Zephyr towards you more so.
Well, it's
She's
also
like,
so obvious that Zephyr's worse.
He is
off.
priority.
Zephyr is
and
now
then-
at 14 hit points.
cool. I will cast one more cure wounds on Zephyr using up my other second level slot. 16.
All right. Rain will come up from behind you and look over everyone and Papa, what is going on? What happened to you?
Darian's going to hobble over to her and just firmly hug her and cry into her shoulder. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She for those of you who aren't Darian, you see her head kind of twist this way and that as she looks at Zephyr and recognizes, okay, he's alive. That's not the problem. Rin's here and Liberty's here. And
Rin is making a sock puppet in the corner.
Of course he is.
As one does.
this
Liberty
is Chekhov's gun, but Chekhov's sock puppet.
Yes.
Yes.
This better be used by the end of the session.
Oh,
part of the
listen, it might not
harvest.
be used by the end of the session, but it will be used at some point in this campaign.
Fair enough.
Right. While that's happening, Liberty will help support Zephyr to a seat as well. Well, you both made it out alive. That is good to see. It would appear that you ran into some of the Vinzoli men, yes?
Darian still hasn't moved. Also, Rain would certainly have noticed his face was covered in soot as he went over to her, and he smells very much like a
Oh,
campfire.
yeah.
It is. It is very pungent.
Zephyr takes a seat next to one of the walls and kind of mutters in almost a distant voice, "The damn bastards were waiting for us."
They organized quickly. Perhaps killing Locke was a more dangerous move than we originally expected. Kind of glares over at Rin, who I'm assuming is not looking in her direction at all.
The lock wasn't dead. She was there.
Better.
Darian has let go of Rain and is now avoiding eye contact with her. And he goes over and sits right next to Zephyr against the wall.
So
Just not saying a word.
they were
Rain.
waiting for.
Rain is going to walk over and crouch in front of them as you guys continue your conversation.
So they ambushed you. They were lying in hiding at the shop, at your house, in the streets.
Sorry? Are you responding?
Not yet.
Rin has added tiny horns to his sock puppet.
Oh no.
Don't you mean a horn and a hand?
Both of the boys who have come back injured look. With your passive insight alone, there's a lot more that happened, and it was not good.
Liberty heaves a deep sigh, closes her eyes, bites her lip for just a moment. Rin, do you have any tea in this place?
Rin smacks his tail into the box next to him, and the front of it comes off, and it's filled with tea bags that come kind of sliding out.
Rain, would you help me make a pot?
From behind him, he's still using his hands to make a sock puppet, but he reaches behind the box and pulls out a full tea set.
All right.
Perfect. We're going to make some tea.
Takes about 20 minutes, but tea is made. Warm cups of hot leaf juice are handed out to everyone. Tried to say that one with a straight face and it didn't work.
Yeah. It's cute.
Now, before Darian gets his, Rin actually snakes his tail over and steals the cup and puts a different cup down. It is filled with hot cocoa mixed with Fireball, or the fantasy equivalent of such.
That's definitely the
Dragon's
bottle that was in here. Yeah.
Yes. See, you get a cinnamon booze cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Fireball
Guardian,
may not be the right choice in this exact moment.
I'd say Rin thinks it's the exact correct choice, and yes, my wording was exactly intentional.
I'm aware.
Rin feels like
I'm aware.
irony is the most comforting thing in trauma.
Yes.
It's true.
He thinks that outright, so Darian definitely gives you glances up at you and thanks, and then goes back to drinking.
It's spicy.
They didn't get to the bookstore before us, but it is definitely gone now. They did get to the house before us. A fight ensued. We were outmatched. We were both unconscious. I woke up in the living room tied to a chair, Zephyr next to me. Zephyr was not awake. That's Heshazul wanted to know where her Chakuring Vinzoli was. She still thinks we have him, that he was not sent home like a decent person would do. They ransacked the house. I told her where we allegedly kept him. They burned down the house around Zephyr and myself. Najila anyway, Zephyr is alive, and that is what matters. We managed to grab a few things and got out as the house crashed down around us.
Hey, DM, I have a question. Jacob.
Go for it.
Would Rin, just based on who he is, know where the actual Vinzoli headquarters are, like where this person would be staying and all that sort of thing?
Roll me a history check.
History? That's a 14.
The problem with gangs like this is that they rarely have a single headquarters. They tend to have a few dens that they frequent. Rin would know some places that Vinzoldi gather, like the Lockwood Inns are a popular spot for the gang.
Excellent.
But you're not sure where any of their actual posts would be.
Yeah, just a primary nexus is all Rin really needs. He finishes stitching on the little smile into this sock puppet and looks at it. And when it's in its full form, it is a horned, smiling little sock puppet.
I would love a performance check or a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Let's see.
Does is the goal
19.
to make it look like the laughing ghost?
Yes.
Yes.
Good to know. It's a pretty good sock puppet.
Okay. He then takes the rest of the liquor and starts pouring small portions of it into bottles, then topping them with rags.
Molotov cocktails.
No.
Good to know.
And I'll let you decide how much a bottle of liquor can be apportioned in such a way.
With the bottle you have, you probably have enough for 3 Molotov cocktails. They're
That
going
looks
to probably
just
do, like, off the top of my head, 2d6 fire damage each. That is going to be a radius of 15 feet.
Perfect. He does not intend on using it as sort of an anti-personnel weapon.
Good to
He's
know.
going to cause some vandalism and property damage. And
He is going to commit an arson.
Vengeance can easily be reheated in the microwave of evil.
Precisely. And Rin isn't picky about what he puts in it.
The warranty doesn't apply if you use it for something other than its intended purpose, but still. So after
What if I got an extended warranty?
warranty isn't valid.
That whole Despicable Me not Despicable Me.
No,
fucking
Megamind.
Megamind. Thank you.
Megamind.
Megamind bit.
So good. After Darian's summary of the events, Liberty kind of looks down for a moment and I'm sorry for your loss. And then just kind of sits there awkwardly because what do you say?
Yeah. I still have my two.
You have your family. This is true.
This is my fault. I'm so sorry.
Rain will lean forward and put her hand on both yours and Saphir's hands and say, "What you went through today, no one should have to go through. Not beat yourself up for something that someone else did. And we have not lost everything. We still have each other, and for me, that is all I need."
I Saphir did, and Darian reaches into his bag and pulls out her music box. I made sure that we brought this, at least.
She smiles and takes the box. "I accept this gift only because you both came back. The future, you are more important to me than any knickknack."
Nick and Nack.
But what about Nick and Nack?
Knickknack can go suck a lemon.
Rin did not say that. Actually,
Neither did Rin.
Interesting side note: Rin has left.
No one
I
noticed
assumed
his
as much.
stealth is
Oh.
too high.
Batman.
And point of order for everyone else. He has left a note, a small note on the crate he was sitting on, saying "out to lunch."
Of course he did.
It's got a little grinning devil-like figure in the bottom corner that's been briefly sketched out.
It would probably not be hard to divine his intent.
Mm-hmm. You both should get some rest. You're safe here. We'll keep watch.
Darian looks over at Liberty, weary-eyed, and just leans his head onto Zephyr's shoulder and falls asleep.
Zephyr's already out. Rain will try to get you both to be more comfortable, and will, throughout the rest, occasionally play some tunes on the music box to help you sleep.
At which point Liberty looks over and sees the lack of Rin and the paper and walks over.
Do 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 do.
The rat bastard.
By the way, Jacob, I cannot emphasize how much I have planned for this session.
Oh no.
I'm so
You've probably
sorry.
done more than I have.
I'm not responsible for him, but I am so sorry for what you're about to go through, Jacob.
Well, I'll just chuck the plans that I made for this session out the window. It's fine. It's
No,
fine.
I will go
Fine.
along with the storyboard, but I also have secondary plans that Rin is intent on achieving today.
Well then, let's get to it. Darian and Zephyr are going to be out for quite a while. Liberty, did you have anything you wanted to do for that time?
Well, originally she was going to wait until they were back and then sneak off to go visit the kids, but now concern, I want to make sure they actually recover. So she's just going to be sitting nearby, kind of, I don't know if there are windows in this upper story, keeping an eagle eye out, softly whispering prayers while she waits.
Go ahead and make me a perception check. As you keep an eye out of the window.
Natural 20, so 23.
Nice. You watch outside of the window for a little while. The district is normally pretty quiet around this time of day, and that is not untrue today. Occasionally, you'll see people walk back and forth, heading on different business. You don't ever really see anything that really concerns you. But at one point in time, you do glance back into the room, and while Darian and Zephyr are fitfully sleeping, Rain plays with their hair occasionally, and you can just barely make out the slight stains of tear marks on her cheeks as she tries very hard to keep it in.
Noticing that the boys are just completely out, and I'm guessing Orin is playing chess with himself over in the corner.
Orin, what is Orin doing?
Or he's an old man who's just napping during the day because
I think he's taken to a nap. Everyone else has fallen asleep, and he kind of got real quiet when everyone got there because he realized what kind of situation this was, and probably
he did also have a late
getting
night.
real quiet. Yeah, true. In getting real quiet, probably nodded off.
Liberty will walk over and sort of take Rain's hand. It's
Liberty, hey.
You don't have to be brave in front of me, dear.
I'm very glad that they both came back.
You definitely have a lot more than many.
I'm keenly aware and try very hard not to take it for granted.
It's all right still to grieve what you lost. I was only a little younger than you when I lost my home too. Well, left it.
Do you come from Liberty?
Not a very pretty place. I left my home for easier reasons. Where I was is no longer important. I left to become someone else. But a home, even a terrible one, is hard to lose. Seems yours was much kinder than mine, so it's hard to grieve for it. Even if you need to be strong for them, you can grieve now.
She smiles. I don't need to be strong for them. I am strong because of them. But I appreciate the sentiment. I hope that life can become somewhat of a normal again someday.
I'm a very poor judge of normal myself, but the sun sets and the moon rises. It will get better.
Is that from your scriptures?
Actually, I think that one came from a story. One of the stories I tell the children.
Which one?
That one was from the story of a young prince who was sent out by his father to gain wisdom and prove himself before he could become the heir. He had to find 3 impossible things, and along the way he met some wise creatures that guided him. I think the young fox that he spared, shed wisdom like this with him.
This is fascinating what sorts of things we put in children's stories.
There is much wisdom in children's stories, if one knows how to look for it.
They're always simpler. Simpler times that are captured in words.
There's a beauty in simplicity that I think we miss in our complicated world. Men like Darian especially they walk in gray spaces where the lines are blurred and the consequences make everything complicated. Something that is in the scriptures is when you know the simplicity of truth in your heart, it is a guiding light, even in the cloudy, complicated situations.
Very glad that we have met you, Miss Liberty. You have been very, very good for my father. He may not wish to admit it, but you can see that your wisdom does guide him. And I hope that everything going on in your lives does not scare you away too quickly.
I will stay if I am needed. I try to be where I am needed most. And right now, that seems to be here, watching over all of you.
Well, just know that you have my thanks.
Your thanks are very much appreciated, but it is a mother's blessing that brings me where I am needed most. And if she uses me, I am grateful to have brought some goodness.
She
Wherever I am.
smiles and nods. Was there anything else you wanted to do, Liberty?
I don't think so.
All right. Rin,
Yes.
let's
dear.
get this started.
Alrighty.
Where are we going?
What was one of the inns you said?
So the Lockwood Inns is pretty much a chain.
Cool.
That's
right. Fantasy
the
Applebee's.
Fantasy Applebee's.
All right. We're going to the one by the docks where she almost drowned. Rin is fully comprehensive of the act of symbolism in gang warfare, so he's taking full advantage of it.
Hell yeah. You make your way through the city and find that specific Lockwood Inn. It is bustling at the moment. This part of the dock, you see ships coming in and out of the bay, loads that are being unloaded onto the docks, men shouting, people moving this way and that, carts run through the streets, loud noises. This is your playground.
Marvelous. Rin is going to first make his way to a back room, around the back, because he would assume that the offices the Venzoli meet in are probably back there, based on how Heaven's Tower works.
So the inn itself is a single building. Behind it is its own private dock, which is pretty sparse. as docks go, there is no large warehouse. There's nothing. It's pretty much the area that you guys fought Keeper Madalonian.
Gotcha. Okay. I can use that.
You see the dock arm that you tied. What was his name? Vinny to the previous night. It is slightly blackened and slightly brown from dried blood.
Okay. Are there any back rooms in the inn actual?
There are several that you know of. Probably not on the ground floor. What you're looking at right now, it's about 3 to 4 stories tall, give or take. If you're going to take the basement that is only accessible from the back into account as a floor.
Okay. Because basically, what
There are
we're
some
looking for
windows
is
there.
to firebomb their offices.
Ah, yes. There's some windows on the dock side, down at the very bottom where you see where the basement is. Mostly barred for protection. An iron-bound door is visible as well.
Excellent. Rin's gonna go for the ironbound door then.
All right. It is locked.
I would assume so. He's going to check for traps, and then he's going to pick it.
All right. Investigation.
That is a 16.
There is a small string that is attached to the door on the top. Probably not a damaging trap, but this is a familiar, like bell sort of trap.
Okay. So, if he's familiar with it, I assume he could just cut it.
Go ahead and make a thieves' tools check.
That is a 15.
Yes, you're able to disarm the bell.
Good stuff. Rin then picks the lock.
All right, another thieves' tools check.
Another 15.
It unlocks and begins to open for you.
Marvelous. Rin peeks inside.
On the inside, you can already hear some amount of chattering. Low Vinzoli voices can be already heard. The conversation you're not able to quite make out, but on the inside there do appear to be people, but not on the immediate side of the other side of the door. Go ahead and make a perception check.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Cracking the door open and peering in, this appears to be some sort of small entryway for you to be able to enter into. On the far side is another wooden door that is slightly ajar. You see places for boots to be placed. This area appears to be heavy traffic from unloading of ships.
Okay. Which direction does the door swing?
Inwards. The one that you're walking, the one that you just unlocked opens inwards. The one that you see on the other side of the room opens into the room that you're about to enter.
Excellent. And you said it's already slightly ajar? Jacob?
Yes.
Excellent. Rin is going to set one of his 3 Molotov cocktails on the door jamb so that if the door swings any wider, it'll fall.
All right.
Classic bucket trick. And then he is going to light the fuse. And it's a slow burn. The fuse isn't meant to light it until the glass actually shatters.
Oh yes, yeah. I know how this works.
Just making sure I don't want this to go off all of a sudden.
You don't have a ton of time, but you have like 5 minutes before that flame goes out.
Excellent. And this is the only entryway into the back rooms that Rin saw, right?
There's probably another one farther down the building, but this was the immediate one that you saw.
Okay. All right, then Rin is going to go downstairs with a different
You are
face.
downstairs.
Oh yeah, sorry, into the main dining room. Actually, no. First, he's going to go out back to the dock,
Okay.
and he's going to light the fuse on his second Molotov cocktail and just slam it into the beginning of the dock so that the fire will eat its way out through the whole thing.
Okay. You throw it down. There's quite a bit of fire as the alcohol all ignites, and you can already hear the cracking and splintering of wood as the dock begins to catch as well.
Excellent. And then, last but not least, Rin is going to yeet a bottle in through the window into the alcohol counter behind the main bar of the restaurant.
Go ahead. Okay, that's going to take a bit of finesse here.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Go
That
ahead
one's gonna
and
be some sort of attack, though. I would assume.
make a dexterity attack roll without your proficiency, unless you are proficient with improvised weapons.
Definitely, probably, most likely not proficient with improv weapons. Dexterity. Where did my? I swear to God, I was just holding my. Oh, there it is. Hell yeah, that's an 18.
Nice. You hear much screaming from that area, more shattering, and can already see a small trickle of smoke that is coming out of that window.
Fantastic.
You hear a bell ringing from the second story before the door that you trapped on the other side, on the bottom. Yep, that's a natural 9. You hear another shatter, another flame start, and much more guttural screaming as someone definitely just got it in the head.
Excellent. Everything is going according to plan.
What does Rin appear as at the moment?
Rin appears as, let's see, what's something that would really tweak a dwarf's nose? Rin appears as a high elf.
All right. Heading up from the docks after doing your fine work, unless there was a different way that you wanted to go out.
After the again, we're hitting all the stops. Rin is heading
we're not
towards
done
that
yet.
shop.
Let's do it.
Excellent. Yeah, Rin's heading towards the market district.
Okay. Then heading up from the docks, you do see a large group of dwarves. Well,
oh, wait.
first off,
Sorry, I
a large
almost forgot a detail.
Okay.
When Rin throws that last bottle into the bar, he also hangs that sock puppet on a hook from the eaves.
Okay.
So it's just sitting there dangling in the wind.
Perfect. You see a large group of patrons who are running out of the inn itself in a massive panic. You hear the shouts of "Fire! Fire!" Ringing down the street. A large group at the very back of the crowd of Enzoli dwarves, all with weapons, begin pouring out as well. I would like you to make a stealth check as you try to disappear into the crowd.
These foolish dwarves! I have rolled a 24.
They do not notice you. Hold on. If I roll in that 20, maybe. That is a natural 2.
And Rin is skipping down the road.
You are quite efficient at your work, and it appears that no one was the wiser.
Excellent.
You begin heading towards the market district, where the blacksmith was, right?
Yes.
All right. Heading that way, are you sticking with the high elf, or are you doing something else?
Rin is going to switch to a dwarvish facade.
All right. Making your way through that area, you come pretty quickly to the corner where the blacksmith is. You can see in the small open area where the forge is, him and two of his apprentices are hard at work doing what they do.